Is the Food City Center. Here is 7th-ranked Tennessee, and Wofford square off for the 8th time. Hi again, everybody, and welcome courtside here at Thompson Bowling Arena with former Tennessee legend Steve Hamer. Michael Wattrain, great to have you with us. For Wisconsin on Friday, Tennessee was cataclysmic. Great performance by the Vols, their first ever road victory against a Big Ten team. Yeah. What was the recipe for success?
Great road win, and that road win against Wisconsin is going to be looked upon as being a huge win towards the end of the year. Wisconsin's a physical basketball team, but man, they got out-toughed by the Tennessee Volunteers.
Tennessee never trailed, despite the fact that Wisconsin would tie the score 4 times in that first half. Bench points were big. Dalton Connect, we'll get into him as we go throughout this broadcast here tonight. 24 points, 1,000 points now in his career. Wofford's a high-scoring team, 92 points through the first 2. They have 6 players averaging double figures.
Yeah, they're averaging over 90 points a game, but you juxtapose that, Michael, with giving up 83 points a game. So something's got to give. Both of these teams are going to get up and down the floor. There's going to be such great pace to this basketball game, but who is going to impose their will? Tennessee's going to look to be physical and stop them right away, while Wofford, man, they're going to get up and down the floor. They want to score quickly.
Wofford has a pedigree of beating Power 5 opponents. They've done so in 5 of the last 6 seasons. And there's Dwight Perry in his 2nd season with the group. He played at Kentucky. He knows what Tennessee is all about.
Yeah, you know, we welcomed him into the arena, and he looked at me and he said, well, I've been here a time or 2. You know, he comes in here with some bravado, right? He's some moxie. He's going to come in here. His guys are going to play off of that. They're going to look to start fast, be aggressive, and hopefully punch instead of being counterpunched, right?
Dwight Perry said mentality critical for his side. Rick Barnes delighted with his team's performance against Wisconsin. A wire-to-wire victory on the road in Madison. Great to have you with us. Sarah Detweiler will be along for the ride in a moment. Michael Wattrain, Steve Hamer, our entire crew. Let's light this candle. Here from TBA here this evening. Adu and Filowich in the center circle. The ball in the air, it's tapped back. Mashack grabs it, and here comes Tennessee with the first possession of the day. Man-to-man here for Wofford. Mashack. There is Connect. Reigning SEC Player of the Week. Connect to the right block. Shot clock under 10. Vescovy hasn't gotten going so far this season. James, great look at a 3. Splash down.
That's what makes them so talented, right? They move the ball effortlessly back and forth, and just when you utilize that gap side defense, the help side defense, you leave a guy wide open for a knockdown 3.
There's the starters for Wofford. Corey Tripp, the team's leading returning scorer. Step out 3-pointer. Martin trying to answer. Misses it strong. Tennessee sprints.
Great offense by Wofford, though. A couple of flare screens, a down screen, had a great look.
7 points in the first 2 games this year. 3 right out of the bat.
Tennessee basketball fans, man, they've been waiting for that, right? He missed the exhibition opener, you know, kind of didn't get off the schneid there, so he's finally getting that rhythm going. If you're a Tennessee basketball fan, that's huge.
2-time first team preseason pick in the SEC, including this year. Open look here from Sybil's. He connects. Wofford likes to shoot the 3-pointer.
Yeah, they're going to go 5 out sometimes. They're going to utilize that big guy to set some on-ball screens there, utilize that pick-and-roll action. But, man, they want to play 5 out and knock down some 3s as well.
Mashack left wing. Rick Barnes stressed. Pink touches in shoot-around. 5 out right now, though. Mashack had the lob. Loses it. Out of play.
Yeah, I think Jamal Mashack was looking to go up on that lob, but right here, man, you know, you got to know your shooters, right? You can't go under the screen. Jonas Adu sets that jam down screen. Conversely, on the other end, if you're Triple J, man, you got to close out hard right there because they've got that ability to knock down those 3s.
Sybil's a Murray State transfer. And here comes Wofford with a chance to pull level, down 6-3 in the first couple minutes. Wofford won at Texas A&M last season and played 2 very tight games against LSU and Vanderbilt.
They're not going to be intimidated in this environment. I mean, losing by 3 at Vandy, losing by 3 at South Carolina, not going to be intimidated.
Bailey too strong, but Filowich cleans it up. Challenges Adu. Plenty of time here for Wofford as it hits 10.
Great
Bailey
screen.
once more. Filowich getting good post position. Masak rescues the day, however, and Tennessee sprints. Escovy connects. Open look at a three. Leaves this one short. Good box out. Civils does the job. One and done for UT.
Even with that possession, you swung the ball side to side, got a look that you wanted.
Tripp misses it. Wofford is getting some pretty good looks offensively. Haven't converted so far. One of the first 6. Bailey makes it 1 of 7. James collects the glass.
Well, when you're undersized, Michael, what do, right? You move the ball side to side and you go 5 out. You make all of their 5 guard and contest and hopefully get those loose rebounds.
Both sides struggling to find the bottom of the canister right now. Escovy misses that three-pointer, and Rick Barnes will use 2 changes. Jordan Gainey coming in, as well as Tobe Awaka, who was really good down the stretch for Tennessee in that Wisconsin win.
He really was. You know, we talked to Coach Barnes about that today, and he was really, really good in terms of really using his girth, using his size, using the physicality. Got him off, you know, some spurtability there. He had 4 6 points in a row.
Gainey, James. McDonald's All-American, poised in the paint. Awaka had those great minutes against Wisconsin. Cleans it up. James. Escovy taps it out. Awaka again, a recycle. Gainey, 3rd time. Too strong here. Finally cleaned up. Quentin Meza picks it up for Wofford into the game for the first time for the Terriers.
Man, we're getting into it right now. Both teams fighting for that offensive glass. Tennessee walks away on an empty possession there.
Shakery. Tripp. Martin ball fakes. Civils, left-hand trigger. This one's well wide right. And a foul here on Tennessee. The one thing that we do know about Wofford is they're deep. They have 9 players averaging double-figure minutes so far this season.
Yeah, they do. And again, you talk about coming into an environment and just being a little scared, if you will, a little nervous. Well, they're going to get that out of the way early because, man, once you get hit in the mouth pretty quick, you're ready to play.
Jeremy Lorenz from Wisconsin. Parents made the trek down here to touch their son. The 32 in black sprints to the paint. And a foul is whistled again on Tennessee. Dalton Connect picks up his first. Both sides have missed their last 5 shots. Both sides closing in on 3 minutes without points.
Both sides, again, are being really physical in terms of setting the screen and in terms of making sure that you use that elbow to let the guy know that you're not going to set a tough screen on me. Both teams are being very, very physical right now.
Zakai Ziegler is into the game, number 5 in white. An ovation for him, overcoming that ACL injury from last season at the end of the year. Crowd favorite.
Wofford has had a mismatch.
Meza short on that three-pointer. And it's tapped out of play. And it goes back to Tennessee. Both sides in extended scoreless droughts. 6-3 Vols early. When we come back, we'll hear about Dalton Connect's journey to the Vols. Stick with us, more to come.
Welcome back into the Food City Center, where Tennessee leads Wofford 6-3. Well, Dalton Connect is the epitome of don't give up on your dreams. Despite a strong on-court performance during his senior year of high school, he knew his path was going to be a little bit different, mainly because of his struggles in the classroom. His first 2 years at Northeastern, a junior college in Colorado, he turned a corner academically and matured a little bit too. He then transferred to the University of Northern Colorado, and while he was there, he led the Big Sky in scoring. Originally, he intended to come back for a 5th year or go pro, but as always in life, plans changed. And so in March of 2023, he entered the transfer portal. He had schools like Oregon and Indiana throwing their name in the hat, hoping to get Connect on their team, but ultimately he landed on Rocky Top. And in his first week as a volunteer, he earned SEC Player of the Week honors, hit the 1,000 career point milestone, and all to say, when we asked what Connect thought of his path to Tennessee, he said, "I wouldn't take back anything," because ultimately it led me to right here. Guys,
Thanks so much, Sarah. It's interesting when you look at Dalton Connect. 2 years ago at Northern Colorado, 9 points per game. Last year, leads the conference, the Big Sky, in scoring 20 points. And now, a dynamic start here to his Tennessee tenure.
Yeah, but was he first team all conference?
Second.
That's my point. So you're telling me that the kid that was leading the score in conference didn't – how tough was that league?
Ziegler, what a move inside. Awaka poised, misses the shot. Tennessee's drought continues. 3 minutes, 40 seconds without points.
Wofford did a great job
Tennessee.
there. They did a great job of gang rebound.
Tripp tosses to the corner. Meza runs and around. Tripp once more. Spins, tough fall away shot. That snaps a 3.5-minute drought for Wofford.
Pure, man. Reverse pivot there. Fall away jumper. That's pure.
James Vescovy has already hit one. Gets to the paint and an empty layup. Snaps a 4-minute skid.
Oftentimes, Michael, man, when you pass up a good shot trying to get a great shot, you lose the opportunity to get that good shot and end up with a bad shot. But he got a great shot there.
Wofford has started 2 out of 9 from the field so far. Only down 3, 8-5. Lorenz. Meza. Tripp. Catch and shoot. Too strong. 1 and done for Wofford. Tennessee looks to extend this margin and has been as many as 6. Awaka taken down by Tripp. There's a foul.
Right foul. That was a great play by Tripp, man. I'm not going to let you get anything easy. You're going to have to earn it there. But you look at this right here. Look at this drive, pivot, reverse pivot, knock it down. Pure. Great move. On the other end, head and shoulders fake. The lanes parted there, man. Where's the help side defense, Mike?
Tennessee scored the game's first 6. And a foul whistled as Gainey trying to pass the ball out. Cormier whistled.
For me, this is my kind of basketball game where the officials are letting these guys play. I love the old school 1990s basketball where you got to be tough, you got to be physical.
Last time these teams played back in 2004, Wofford led by 6 with 3 minutes to go. Tennessee closed on a 12-0 run. Tight game at the outset of this one. Meshack sprints. Meshack with the reversal.
I like it, man. Utilize that rim as a defender, man. Keep that shot from getting blocked. Terrific baseline move by Jamal Meshack.
Tennessee entered the night #2 in the country in adjusted defensive efficiency. They've been one of the best in the country the last few years.
You look at that right there, right? You think that you've got a clear backdoor cut, but because Tennessee is so good, you just alluded to it, the fact that they are so good defensively, man, you got help side defense, and it covers up any mistakes made on the perimeter.
Ziegler taps it out. He is the catalyst of this defensive attack.
Coach Barnes sure thought it went off on the Terriers there.
Vilovich goes into the backcourt. It's picked up by Bailey. Trying to get it inside. Vilovich, good position, missed the layup. Couldn't get up high enough to throw it down. Lorenz swatted by Adu.
That way, no.
Wow. Man, just when you think you got it easy right there, man, Adu says, not on my watch, man. It's becoming a block party right here. Great defense. You got to finish that, though, right there. You got to finish that first opportunity because those easy looks are not going to come about very often.
Shot clock sits at 14. And another deflection. Tennessee in every single passing lane. Rick Barnes said one of the big reasons why this team's so good defensively is because you have players on the floor making corrections as the game goes. It doesn't have to come from a coach.
Well, you asked the great question. It was a pointed question. What makes a great defender? Coach Barnes looked at you and said, it's the bench. You know, that is a great indicator and will tell a young man, if you want to play hard, you better play or else you're going to sit.
What a great offensive rebound by Civils. Amongst 3 balls, sticks it back in after the miss from Meza.
Great finish, but another offensive board gotten by the Terriers.
7 offensive rebounds for Wofford. That's something Barnes will not be happy with. Gainey pulls the trigger and deposits a 3.
Yeah, Wofford, man, they cannot rely on going underneath screens, man, especially flare screens. You got to go over top.
Full court pressure forces a timeout from Wofford as Tennessee has matched its largest lead of the day. Vols have still not trailed during the regular season this year. Left wire to wire against Tennessee Tech and Wisconsin.
Yeah, when you look at that again, you can't go underneath those flare screens because when you do, you got shooters like Gainey, you got shooters like Vescovy, Jamon Meshack, Triple J, and oh, by the way, Dalton Connect can also knock them down as well. Tennessee
has rattled off 22 consecutive home wins against non-conference teams since December of 2019. Wofford trying to win on the road against an SEC team for their 2nd consecutive campaign. Wofford has only beaten 2 top 25 teams in their history, both North Carolina. Once the Heels were top 5 in the country. But this is a Wofford side that Dwight Perry talked about. One thing that they had to focus on, mindset, mentality. There wasn't a lot of X's and O conversation with him. It all comes down to what happens between inside of your brain making those choices.
Yeah, it's that gray matter between your ears, man, that you're really concentrating on, right? As a man thinketh, so he is, right? So if you come into this environment thinking that you are beat down already before the game starts, yeah, that's the way you're going to be. But this team has come out really prepared. I like the way they're playing.
Wofford has started 3 of 15 from the floor, but they have 7 offensive rebounds. Trip. Another tough fall away shot, but that is perfect.
Man, come get you some of that, man. That's fantastic.
Tripp, the junior from Medina, Ohio, now defending Meshack. Connects, has yet to score. 3-pointer, Gainey again.
Man, gotta slow down quickly. I'm telling you, too many shooters. And if you're Wofford, right, at some point you got to make some adjustments. Maybe you go to a zone, settle them down a little bit, because Tennessee's starting to catch fire from the 3-point line.
They made 4 of 8 now in the game. Filowich backed out. It's a tight spin, caught in the lane. Civils, too strong. This time it is DeLeon rebounding the basketball. Gainey has had the hot hand the last 2 trips. Once a third. This one wide left, a bit of a heat check. Filowich on the leak out. Good ball fake and finishes with a right hand in transition.
Yeah, Filowich did a great job of getting out in transition. Who was the get back guy? It should have been Freddie DeLeon. I think he got caught watching.
Connect gets to the baseline, draws the foul, and we're going back and forth at the outset of this one. 9 minutes gone by in the game. Tennessee and Wofford locked into a good one. Hang out with us here. 5-point game in the first. Seventh-ranked Tennessee leading Wofford 16-11, 9 minutes into this game. Rick Barnes in his 9th season on Rocky Top, 3rd among active coaches in victories. The Naismith Coach of the Year just a couple of years ago. A lot of NBA draft selections. And as vibrant as he was when he first started in this business.
You know, one of the things that I love about interviewing a legendary Hall of Famer like Coach Rick Barnes, you ask him maybe a question and a half, and he expounds and pontificates for about 25 to 30 minutes. And you've got everything that you needed to know for this game, and maybe, you know, your future, your past, and everything else. So he's just an absolute incredible mind, and I really enjoy getting a chance to chat with him every time.
I asked him one question, and he walked back over 3 separate times after leaving to follow up with more answers.
I thought he was going to put you in one of those defensive slide drills.
He was thinking about it.
I think
he was definitely thinking about it. Connect makes the first foul shot.
But you look at his passion, right? you look at his passion, his 9th year on the helm at the University of Tennessee here on Rocky Top, and you think, well, maybe he's lost a little bit, maybe he's lost a little vim, vigor, and no. This guy is still just as fired up as he was years and years ago.
2 foul shots for Connect, his first points of the day. Man averaging 21 points through the first 2 games of the season. Defense turned up. Tripp has to come all the way out to midcourt. They're halfway through the shot clock. And now DeLeon whistled for the foul.
You know, I like the aggression by Freddie, though. You know, oftentimes when you're a freshman, when you're a redshirt freshman, you come in and you're nervous and you think that, man, I've really got to lay back and let the game come to me, and you really do. But man, sometimes you got to force the issue, and I like that from Freddie.
Tripp, Filowich, Lorenz, Connect closes out, and he gets the steal.
Yeah, got into no man's land there.
Connect into the front court. Connect sprints to the baseline. Adu, left hand, moves it short, and Lorenz soars into snatch.
Really wish that Adu would have taken another dribble there, gotten into him a little bit more contact, and went up stronger.
Filowich shut down by 3 Tennessee defenders. Ball fake by Cormier. Filowich steps out this time. Sybil's an offensive rebound, and as he was splitting 2 defenders, gets fouled.
I think that's probably going to be on Dalton Connect, which is going to be his 2nd foul. It's probably going to get him some time on the bench. But you know, when you're looking at Dalton Connect right here, see what he did? Stop right there. You didn't box out, right? You turned and you looked to see where the ball was going instead of turning and finding contact, seeking contact, and boxing out.
So keep an eye on Connect. Might be on the bench the rest of the first half. 7-point Tennessee lead midway through the first. Civils. Lorenz eyes a 3-pointer and swirls it down, and it's down to 4.
Yeah. Great shot.
Tennessee shooting 43% from the field. Gainey leads the way with 6. Gets it back. Tripp this time closes out. Gainey uses the dribble drive. Running at time, Vescovy, 10 on the shot clock, swirls. Now it's down to 5. Gainey pulls the trigger from deep. Rattles out. Filowich grabs the rebound. Wofford doing a really good job on the glass, +5 right now.
Yeah, 1 and done. I think they're being very aggressive on the offensive end, going after rebounds, and defensive, they're locking Tennessee down.
Sybil's eyes another 3. This one rattles out. He's now 1 of 4 from deep. Gets it back on the give and go. Lorenz keeps it alive. Shot clock to single digits. Tripp. Love that fall away early, and boy, has he been good. That has been his go-to.
Man, that is definitely his go-to, man. You play off of 2 feet, you jump stop off of 2 feet, then you can reverse pivot with either. He's doing a wonderful job.
The last 5 to Wofford, and they've closed within 2. Mashack. Strong take, too strong on the finish. Second chance opportunity for Tennessee this time. Vescovy wide open and misses it wide right. Microcosm of his season, wide open. He scored just 7 entering the night.
Yeah, that is a microcosm of his season, right? He's not gotten off to a good start, but you know, sometimes if you're a shooter, you just need 1 to go in. He got 1 to go in earlier, but you got to get into that rhythm.
Filowich used the ball fake. Tries to take the contact, cannot finish against Adu. Tennessee has not scored in 3 minutes. They had a 4-minute drought earlier in this first half. James. Gainey uses the dribble drive, uses the left hand to finish at the glass.
Yeah, good, tough, strong downhill move with the left hand from Gainey. Oftentimes when you get in those droughts, man, instead of settling for the 3s, Michael, get something going to the basket, which is what Gainey did.
Tripp gets stripped by Vescovy. Wofford doing a really good job getting back defensively. Vescovy. Mashack. It's a great crossover and a flawless finish.
So we just talked about that back-to-back, right? You went 5 out, you spread the court, and you're going to have to guard your yard. If you're in this game right now, both sides, you're going to have to guard your yard.
Mashack with 4, Tennessee by 6, under 7 to go in the first half. Trip, teardrop. Boy, wow. I don't think any of his shots have hit the rim yet.
Man, he's got everything cooking right now. The teardrop, the reverse pivot, knockdown, pure jumper. Kid can play.
Vescovy, the lob, Adu fouled. And he's going to have foul shots when we come back from a break. Tennessee starting to attack the rack. Jemai Mashack has 4. And the Vols lead by that amount with 6:32 to go in the first half. Wofford and Tennessee are 2 physical teams, Steve. You wanted to see how these 2 sides would handle the screens.
Yeah, we talked about the physicality here, and sometimes you just got the dribble handoff screen, which is what Tennessee does. But then again, look at the fighting. So you want to play big boy basketball here? Look at Jemai Mashack working over these screens, man. Look at the physicality here to get your teammate open. And there's a lot that goes on. It's the game within the game. The thing that's going to set Tennessee apart here is their depth, right? You wonder if you're the Terriers, do you expend so much energy fighting and fighting and fighting that your first guys, your core, are tired and you don't have the bench? So we'll see again which way this plays out.
Tennessee has finished in the top 10 of defensive efficiency 4 times in the last 6 years. Wofford has beaten a Power 5 program in 5 of the last 6. As you take a look at Tennessee's defensive effort, Rick Barnes talked about the fact that his team defensively is because they have that experience within this group. Wofford doesn't have a senior on their roster. Tennessee, meanwhile, has 3 fifth-year seniors on its roster.
They've got 3 fifth-year seniors, and one of the things that Coach Barnes talked about in shoot-around as well is that older guys know to do their homework early. They get back on defense, take a breather, gather themselves, then do what they're supposed to do. Younger guys have a tendency to overwork and make their jobs harder.
Adu splits a pair of foul shots. Tennessee back on top by 5. Michael Watring, Steve Hamer, Sarah Detweiler, our entire crew coming and stay a while with us here in this non-conference matchup. Tennessee looking for a 23rd straight home win against a non-conference foe. Cormier, 3-pointer. Snaps the strings. He's 5 for 10 this season from distance. Wofford continues to stay within striking distance.
They're going to continue to fight, and that was great offense, side-to-side offense. You get the shot that you want.
Vescovy made his first 2 shots of this game. Ziegler sprints to the paint. Cannot get it over the top of El Shakari. Wofford a chance to tie or take the lead on this trip. Bailey. Tough bounce pass picked up by Martin. He goes to the paint.
What ball movement right here. I mean, look at the passes that they're making Tennessee work.
Tennessee recovering at every stop. Finally an open look. El Shakari misses the 3. James gets it. Great ball movement, man. But the defense incredible.
Defense is incredible, but man, you take a look at these guys. They have not got the experience in terms of Wofford, but they're getting to know one another. They're passing the ball pretty quickly, setting that trust and communication.
Offensive foul. How about Martin moving his feet? The sophomore from Oklahoma draws the charge.
Well, I'd like to take a look at that one again. You look here at the drive on the baseline. And Josiah Jordan-James, little right hand, little shove there.
Wofford shooting 35% in the game. Since Dalton Connect went on the bench with his 2nd personal foul about 5 minutes ago, Wofford outscoring Tennessee 10-5 to pull within 2.
Now you look at the lineup that Tennessee's got on the floor. You're going with a true freshman in Cade Phillips and Cameron Carr.
Martin wants the 3. Wide right again. Offensive rebound, El Shakari, but it was a foul on the post player. The man from Egypt. This is a diverse Wofford team. 9 different states, 3 different countries.
Yeah, you look at this right here. Toby Awaka got fortunate right here because, again, if you're going to box out, you got to seek some contact. Get those guys rooted out.
Ziegler back on the ball. Vescovy sprints to the paint. Who punched this one last? And it was Vescovy. Another turnover for Tennessee. That's the third.
Yeah, that's the third turnover, and I thought that they missed an opportunity with Tobe Awaka, you know, to post there. Thought they had an opportunity. Anytime a big guy shows you his numbers, you need to give it to him down low. I'm a little biased, of course, though.
Wofford 2-28 all time against top 25 teams. Just one win against the top 10. That was North Carolina back in 2017. And they were 5th. Trip, cross-court pass. Awaka gets a tap. Shackery, the intended target. Shot clock at 11.
Great defense by Tobe Awaka. Again, Wofford is really utilizing that side-to-side ball movement, setting screens, looking to penetrate, and taking advantage of the aggression by Tennessee's defense.
Wofford started 2 of 14. Since they're 7 of their last 13. Bailey stepping back, three-pointer up. That falls off. Bailey has not scored so far. He's averaging 16.
Cameron Carr got away with a travel.
Ziegler converts from distance, makes Wofford pay, and it's back to a 5-point game.
Yeah, he's just a steadying factor, right? He's been through the wars, he's been through the battles, and you just calmly set your feet and knock down a big-time shot.
Shackery with a ball fake and draws the foul on Vescovy to bring us to a pause in play. This is an entertaining matchup in the non-conference. 7th-ranked Tennessee leads Wofford by 5. What happens at the end of the first half? Stick with us. 7th-ranked Tennessee leads Wofford by 5. Wofford in a familiar spot on the road against an SEC team. Again, they did it 3 times last year. 1 win. For more on how Dwight Perry schedules for the Terriers, please chip it over to Sarah Detweiler.
Well, Michael, you mentioned how they've played these SEC opponents really closely in the past, and he said that that all comes down to them recruiting intentionally, because they look for 3 things out of the guys when they recruit them. Whether they can play competitively, love playing the game of basketball, and if they are a really good teammate. And then from that creates this mentality that will supersede any opponent, no matter the ranking, no matter the stats. But that starts even before they get on campus, making sure that they check all of those boxes rather than waiting until the season starts to cultivate that mentality.
Steve, Dwight Perry talked about coming out aggressive. Who would have thought with 3 minutes to go in the first half, Wofford would have 9 offensive rebounds, 7 second chance points. Tennessee would have 0.
Yeah, and you get out rebounded if you're Tennessee in totality, 18-14. Wofford again has done a wonderful job of spreading the floor, making it much more difficult to find a body into box.
Tennessee has not trailed. They've led by as many as 7. It's 5 right now. Neza sprints past Ziegler. Connect back out there with those 2 personal fouls. And that shows what Rick Barnes wants to see out of his team in these final 4 minutes.
Well, and I think what you're doing right now is you're setting the tone, right? That you allowed some of the younger guys to get a few minutes, to get some time in a great basketball game, but you go back to your veterans, and then at that point, you certainly hope that it pays dividends, which it did right there.
Walker on the deck, gets the pilfer. Tennessee in transition. Wofford has had the response defensively much of the night as that ball is kicked out of play by Bailey.
One of the things that I'm looking for Tennessee to do, though, is utilize that girth and that physicality of someone like Tobe Awaka that can impose his will. Tobe had a fantastic summer, you know, playing overseas, playing internationally twice.
Gainey pulls the trigger from deep and splashes it from long range. He hits his 3rd 3-pointer, and he's into double figures with 11.
Michael, that's why I'm sitting over here and not over there on that bench.
Largest lead of the day for Tennessee at 8. And it's a 6-0 UT run. Martin around Gainey. Civils goes against Connect. He has those 2 fouls. Good
great
defense, but nice finish.
That's great defense, but sometimes better offense beats good defense.
Snaps a 3.5-minute drought for Wofford. Ziegler wants the 3. Civils comes in to grab the board. Wofford down by 6.
Another one-and-done opportunity for Tennessee on the offensive end.
Connect, the deflection. Gainey, it is Connect. Sprinting to space. Finishes with a left.
Man, so effortlessly. Great look-ahead pass from Gainey as well. That connection, that bond, that connectivity starting to unfold already here on Rocky Top between those two.
Back to an 8-point game. Shackery. Civils steps into the three-pointer. Still cannot buy one from deep. Has missed 4 or 5. And a foul whistled on Tennessee on the rebound opportunity.
Yeah, I'm not sure who that foul is going to be on, but that's going to lead to some the 1-and-1 opportunity for Wofford to cut into this lead. You don't want Tennessee to get too far away if you're Coach Perry and the Terriers.
Dylan Bailey heads to the free throw line. Has not scored in this game. Put up an average of 16 in his first 2. Makes the first foul shot. He's been at the line a lot this season. Averages about 7 free throw attempts per game. The team's leading scorer through the first 2 games into the scoring column and hits on the second and back down to 6 at 31-25. Bailey will step off. Cormier back in.
Wofford's done a wonderful job of not letting Tennessee really extend these leads. You know, it goes from 6 to 8, right back down to 4 to 5, staying within reach.
Vescovy. Defense. Get the mismatch on the block. Phillips sends it back out, though. Gainey sprints to space, and it's swatted out of there.
Not on my watch.
Looked like you back in the day.
I could jump over a telephone book. That's about all I had. But right here, man, you go in, you got to expect right there amongst the trees, man. May be rejected.
Telephone books would probably be pretty thick these days. Vescovy, pure from long range.
Those are just killers, man. You play such good defense for about 30 seconds, and you let your guard down for 1 second and lose track of one of the best sharpshooters in the country, and you pay dearly for it.
11 for Vescovy. Lorenz trying to answer, and he does so. Count the bucket. We have a foul away from the ball. And I believe it's on Tennessee, and I think it's on Jordan Gainey on the box out.
Yeah, it may be a 5-point opportunity because this is going to be a 1-and-1 right here.
Vescovy, 10th among active Division I players in made three-pointers. Lorenz, 1 out of 4 this season from deep. Hits that one. Now Shackery to the line. Misses the front end. Adu snatches the rebound away. 6-point game, under a minute to go first half. Tennessee is led by as many as 9. Gainey, the lob. Adu taps it multiple times. But who's the last man to touch it?
I think Coach Barnes is absolutely furious that Jonas on the way up got his arm grabbed so he could not go up and gather with 2 hands.
Tennessee 7-0 against Wofford all time. The only Division I program they have a better record against is fellow Southern Conference team Furman, 11-0. Another tight battle between these clubs. Wide open, Cormier deposits one from the corner, and it's down to 3 with a half minute to go in the first.
It's a 3-point game. You talk about Tennessee getting out to a 9, 8-point lead, being reeled back in. Wofford has come here to play.
How does Tennessee close out this first half? Does Wofford go in with the momentum? Gainey sprinting, spinning. Vescovy, ball faking, pulls the trigger, misses it wide left. Adu, a second chance, banks it in, and it is a punctuation for Tennessee at the end of the first. Wofford, though, solid performance down the stretch, and it's a 5-point game at halftime, 31 in favor of Tennessee, and a strong performance by Wofford to keep this close.
Yeah, so if you are Coach Perry and the Wofford Terriers, man, you're excited, man. You're scintillating right now because you've got a 5-point game at the number 7 ranked team in the country.
Sarah has Rick Barnes.
Coach, Wofford out-rebounding you guys right now. What adjustments do you want to see?
That's the problem. You know, when we start bringing our waves in, we've got to do a better job with that all around. But give them credit. They went hard, long rebounds early, and we missed some shots. You know, I think our 6 out of our first 7 shots were 3, and they're gapping it hard. But again, it's good. We got to battle. We got to do it, and we got to get guys out there and keep battling. And
Jordan Gainey is in double digits already for you guys. 3 big threes out of him. How are you hoping to continue his success in the second half?
Well, we need all those guys. I mean, he gives us a lift every time he comes off the bench. But the bottom line is we got to rebound the ball better. Got to keep working hard at getting downhill. But in no way should we be turning the ball over. All right.
Rick Barnes talking about his group that leads by 5 at halftime. Plenty to come during our halftime report. Halftime in Knoxville, 5-point Tennessee lead. Tennessee leads Wofford 36-31 at halftime. Let's send it over to Sarah Detweiler. She's standing by with Dwight Perry.
Coach, your team is out-rebounding Tennessee. How have you liked their performance in the first half?
I think we're doing a really good job. Obviously, Tennessee's a really physical team. We've done a really good job of matching and exceeding that. Most important thing is continuing that in the second half because obviously they're going to come out and probably try to exceed what they did in the first half.
And you challenged your team to limit Tennessee's points in the paint. How have they done with that so far?
They've done well. I mean, I think we got to do a little better job of staying down. You got to fight the urge to not go for shot fakes. They obviously have guys that can shoot the ball really well. Our initial positioning has to be a little better so we don't have to go for those shot fakes. But overall, I think our team's done a really good job of keeping them out of the paint.
Thanks so much, Coach.
Thank you.
Welcome you back here courtside. He's Steve, I'm Michael, and Steve, grittiness is what you could say from what Wofford did. They put in the bricks early, downside, a lot of hustle, a lot of effort. What do you see out of these two sides?
Yeah, you know, out of the two sides, particularly what stands out to me, Michael, we were talking about this, they've got 19 rebounds, 9 of which are offensive rebounds. So you're telling me that a team, how do you acclimate yourself to an environment? How do you work hard? You work hard by doing the things just like what they're doing right here. The toughness, the intangibles. You get an offensive rebound here, you put it right back up. So that's how you stay in a ball game. Conversely, if you're Tennessee, man, you have a tendency to rely on those three-point jumpers because you got such deadly three-point shooters, right? You look at this package here. Santi hit his first 3 of the year. And you also have this kid by the name of Gainey that can knock it down from anywhere. So it's a tale of 2 scenarios, right?
You look at the first half statistics of this game. Tennessee doing the job in the paint, but second chance points lean the way of Wofford at 9-5 because of their ability to get on the glass and get second chance opportunities. Tennessee ranked for a 40th consecutive week. They are 23-1. Rick Barnes is 23-1 against teams from the SoCon, but it's the 5th time in the history of the program in which they've been a preseason top 10 team. You take a look at those schools inside of the top 10, and you're going to get familiar with those schools because when they go to Hawaii next week, a good chunk of those teams are going to be there.
Good chunk of those teams are going to be there, and that's, you know, you talk about feast week. We don't talk about eating turkey and dressing and all that stuff, man, but there's a feast coming up on the television because, man, you're going to see Kansas and Gonzaga and, you know, Creighton and Marquette. This is going to be the deepest Maui Invitational, in my opinion, in history.
Tennessee has business, though, in the foreground. They play here tonight, and then they don't play again in this facility until December 5th. Second half ready to get started. It's Wofford basketball, trailing it by 5. Michael Watring, Steve Hamer, Sarah Detweiler with you. Buckle up and let's tune into this second half together. Vilovich, Martin, Civils finds the early stroke. He missed 4 of his first 5 in the first half. Makes it a 2-point game right at the start of the second.
Wofford's really making Tennessee work right? Tennessee is known for that gap side defense, the help defense, but if you overhelp, you extend too much, opening up that opportunity for a three.
Wofford has scored 9 of the last 11 points spanning the half. Connect in foul trouble much of that first. Powers his way to the bucket, missed the layup though. Trent grabs the ball. Again, Wofford a chance to tie or take the lead. Civils thought about it and then just loses the basketball. They only had 3 turnovers in the first half. He turns it over here.
Yeah, that's a critical turnover right there, because if you're there, you got to take that shot. And I think Coach Perry's wanting him to take that shot. You had already knocked down 1. Go ahead and take the shot while you got it. Maybe knock down 2.
Lob to the baseline, Connect.
Now, how are you going to guard this? Are you going to double, leaving Santi open?
Adu can hit that all day long.
Yeah, that's what's that makes Tennessee very special, because oftentimes when you have Dalton on the block and Santi out there on the wing side, you got to pick your poison, but you also got a big guy there that can knock down a 15-footer.
Tennessee ahead by 4. They still have not trailed this season. Martin sprints baseline. Tough effort. Gets it swatted by Connect. Tennessee now transition. Connect in space. Connect with the left hand, and it's back to 6.
I don't like that last possession. If you're Wofford, I thought you did a wonderful job of moving the basketball and making Tennessee overhelp, but that is not the type of shot that you're going to get.
40-34. Tennessee leads by 6 in a game in which they've led by as many as 9. They put the clamps down on Bailey. Martin. Tripp. Steps into a 3. Leaves it short into the glass. And here comes Tennessee. Connects. Steps into a 3-pointer. Shreds the strings from distance.
Wow. You know, what can't this young man do? You just saw him finish at the rim, and then he comes down, transition, couple dribble pull up for a very difficult jump shot.
Had 16 games with at least 20 last year, back-to-back with 20 to start this season, and now with 9. 7 unanswered by the Vols. And an illegal screen on Civils. And just as Tennessee has opened up its largest lead, Wofford turns it over.
This makes Tennessee special, man. Just that one dribble, gather, slide step, knockdown 3. Dalton Connect is a special. And I'm still puzzled that he was not first team all-conference last year. I want to know who made those votes. Who voted that way?
We'll make some calls to the Big Sky, and we'll see what their answer is. Connect, galloping down the lane, cannot finish. Does draw the foul, however. You just see how different Tennessee is with him on the floor.
Yeah, they've been missing someone like him, right? They've had all the bullets in the chamber, and they've been waiting for this special piece of weaponry right here that can attack downhill, finish at the rim, meanwhile step outside the arc and knock down a 3.
Tennessee looking for its first double-digit lead of the night. Connect cannot convert the first foul shot. On the preseason Julius Erving watch list for the best small forward in the country. Gets the second, and it's a 10-point game for the first time this evening.
Tennessee's going to extend a little pressure here, make Wofford work to get into their half-court set.
Last 8 to the Big Orange. Wofford looking for a response. Filowich hands it back for Lorenz. Tripp gets a start into the paint. Lorenz hit one in the first half. Doesn't get this one to go. Tennessee has upped its intensity.
They really needed that one to go in.
Connects. All right, Mashack gets to the offensive glass, draws the foul, and we'll have free throws coming up.
So this is what makes Jemai Mashack so special. He is an ultimate defender, ultimate help guy, ultimate teammate. And oh, by the way, he can get to the glass because of his physicality and create those second chance opportunity points.
Jemai Mashack has developed quite the role. For more on what he's been doing, we send it over to Sarah. now they're taking a look at this. As Connect, a bit of blood.
I knew Chad Newman, the trainer, head trainer, would find his way on a television tonight.
He was begging for it.
He's begging for it, begging for it.
Meshack finished last season with 4 games of double-digit points. Had to step into that role that was vacated by Zakai Siegler when he was injured.
Yeah, stepped into the role and did it admirably as well, right? You know, you look at some of the games in which he led this volunteer basketball team, wins over Duke and the like. So he is really a fan favorite because he works so incredibly hard on both ends of the floor.
That's 10 in a row now for Tennessee as Meshack deposits a pair. And the margin stretches to 12. How does Wofford respond, facing their largest deficit of the season?
I think you got to get something going to the basket here if you're Wofford. Go to the basket, force the issue, maybe get a foul.
Shot clock's at 4. Tripp needs a 3 and cans it from distance, and Dwight Perry calls a time. That is a timely made bucket there from Tripp.
Well, Tripp, you know, he can play at this level, obviously, right? Because how many times tonight has he knocked shots down? Because you look at what he just did, he is a playmaker. Good kudos to Coach Dwight Perry for calling that timeout and getting them together again.
Tennessee has opened up a 9-point margin. Jemai Meshack has filled up the stat sheet again tonight. 6 points, 3 rebounds. Tennessee is +9 when he's been on the floor. His role has evolved in the last couple of years. Sarah Detweiler has more.
You're exactly right, Michael. He's trying to become more of an all-around playmaker for this Tennessee team and do whatever the team needs him to do. Whether it's assists, rebounding, shooting, defense, he can do whatever 1 through 5, being that guy. And it's similar to NBA point guard Drew Holiday. He said that's what he models his game after. Holiday is a leader on both ends of the floor, a defensive menace, knows how to guard 1 through 5, and he doesn't need to score 30 to 40 points in order to be effective. He does everything on the stat sheet in order to help his team win, and that's been an important part of the mentality that Meshack is trying to have this season.
Well, I think that's one of the things that makes Tennessee so talented this year, because there are not necessarily 5 guys all looking for their shot every single time down the floor. They have a lot of glue players that are more than willing to get steals, to get rebounds, and to do some of the dirty work.
Yeah, perhaps no more of a glue guy than Jemai Meshack. That hit was especially, it really resonated with me because you look at a kid from California, right, that had never stepped foot on the campus of the University of Tennessee, but because he bought into the system, bought into what Coach Barnes was preaching, if you will, he decided to come here some 2,000 miles away, and he's having his fingerprints all over this game tonight.
Connects. Kicks it out to Adu. Good look at a 3. This one. Meshack gets the tip, but it's corralled by Cormier. 10-0 Tennessee run out the window. Tripp just hit that 3. He gallops to the paint. What a ball fake. And what a finish. He's been impressive.
You talk about staying on the floor. If you're Tennessee, you've got to stay on the floor because he has that tendency to reverse pivot and, again, get you up in the air and knock it down.
13 for Tripp. He's 6 of 9 from the field. He had that big surge after multiple scoring droughts of at least 2.5 minutes in the first half. Escovy gets caught in the air. James stepped out of bounds, and it's a turnover. Tennessee had 7 in the first half. They give it away here. And it's another timeout on the floor. Wofford has weathered a brief storm. They're within 7 again. Can they continue the comeback? Find out next. Tennessee's preparing to embark on the Maui Invitational, and what a field it is. 17 combined national championships between 4 different teams. 5 of the top 11 teams in the nation will be in the field, and you have 3 preseason AP first team All-American picks as well that will be there. Steve, this tournament is going to be one to watch next week.
Get your popcorn ready, man. I know that it's gobble gobble week. I know that it's turkey and dressing, but man, get your popcorn ready because every single matchup is just titanic. Chaminade. If you're Chaminade, we talked about this off air, man. You're like, okay, man, if I get past Kansas, we'll be okay. Not so fast, my friend. You got to play UCLA and Marquette and everyone else. So what a great, great venue. Obviously, Hawaii is going to be fantastic, but you got basketball to top it off.
Marquette off to a great start this year. Relationships, growth, victory. That's that Dwight Perry is trying to bring within his group. Got his career started at VCU under Shaka Smart. Brought that mentality and mindset here to Wofford.
He's brought it to Wofford, and the players have bought in. You know, one of the things that you've got to do as a young coach is to get buy-in from all of your players, you know, young and old, and I think he's got that right now. Guys are fighting for every possession.
Wofford has scored the last 5. Back within 7. Looks like an important possession as it's down to 4. Cormier. Turning is El Shakiri, and the ball will sail out of play harmlessly. Excellent defensive stand by the Vols.
But if you look at Coach Perry, he's not upset at that. They utilized all the shot clock. They didn't get the type of shot that they wanted. So now you just calmly tell your Terriers, get back, play good defense. Let's really get a stop here and go back in the offensive end.
Awaka comes up strong in the paint. Tennessee playing a little bit short-handed at this point. Sarah has more.
Yeah, Michael. Well, during the break, Freddie DeLeon did not join the group in talking and playmaking during that commercial break. He's out for the remainder of the game with a lower leg injury.
He was playing some good minutes in that first half, too.
Yeah, he's being relied on as, you know, being a backup point guard, if you will. And that's the one bugaboo. If you're Tennessee, you know, you got to stay fairly healthy. I know you're deep at a lot of different positions, man, but little injuries, especially to start this season, can add up quickly.
Awaka splits the pair. 8-point game, ends a scoring drought of nearly 2 minutes for Tennessee. Three-pointer, Cormier wants it and ripples the rope from outside, and it's back down to a 5-point game.
They will not go away. What a clutch shot by Cormier.
Ziegler strong, Awaka the last man to touch it. How about what Wofford has done? We talked to Coach Dwight Perry about that mentality and mindset. How do they handle things when things aren't going your way? They were down by 12 minutes ago, and right now they can make it a one-possession game on this trip.
They can make it a one-possession game because they got shooters like Cormier and Tripp that are not afraid to take those big-time shots that are going to be counted on when the shot clock's coming down to put the ball in their hands and have the confidence to shoot it.
Meza. Around the screen, Cormier. Cross-court pass, James gets the deflection and brings it down. Active hands by James, connects.
Those are the turnovers that really hurt because you don't give yourself a chance to shoot it.
Tap in, Awaka cleans it up after Gainey missed.
Gainey missed that point-blank bunny, if you will, but I thought he got a little contact, got a little harm there. Tobe Awaka there to clean it up.
Tennessee had missed its last 5 field goals. Prior to that, Awaka put back. 7-point game once more. It's another tight one. Bailey drops it off. Meza, clean look at a 3. Wide right, though. Connect, pulls into a 3.
Coach Barnes is not going to be happy with that because that ball did never get reversed, and you don't give yourselves a chance to get back and rebound offensively.
Cormier misses the 3, tracks down his own miss, and then Connect is fouled. He's trying to sprint to the front court. Lorenz takes it.
Yeah, Lorenz, that was a heads-up foul right there because, man, that was going to be finished with flash on the other end for Dalton Connect had he not fouled.
Rick Barnes was impressed by this Wofford group. Watching the game film, knew that this would be a battle this evening. Just about 13 minutes to go. Tennessee started to pull away. Wofford answered right back. Connect, turning in the lane, puts it down.
The one thing that Coach Barnes teaches and demands from all of his players besides defense is that high release. So when you turn, you have Dalton Connect. Get that ball up high. You won't be blocked.
Gainey pilfers and draws a foul on Bailey.
Yeah, this is, again, that's what makes Tennessee so special, because if you fall, if you get yourself to believe that, oh, everything is fine, you got someone lurking to get that pilfer, as you said, and that gets them closer to the bonus opportunity.
Rick Barnes talked about defensive rhythm. We talk about offensive rhythm a lot, but there is such thing as a defensive rhythm. Maybe Tennessee's starting to find that. Ziegler. So patient. James twirls. Tough left hand, cannot convert. Connect, saves it in. It's a reset of the shot clock for Tennessee.
I like the fact that Gainey says, just calm it down here. Let's get a good shot.
Ziegler, though, turns it over. Filowich plays the passing lane. Wofford has turned it over 3 times in the last 2 minutes. They failed to score in that stretch.
Look for horns right here. Play off of horns. 2 guys at the high post.
Meza gets fouled. And he steps in. And it brings us to a pause in play. Wofford not going away. Tennessee will try to pull away when we come back, leading by 9. Finn from the outside, and Steve, that has allowed them to stay within 9 points.
Yeah, that's allowed them to stay within shouting distance, because every time Tennessee seemingly is going to put this game away, you've got the likes of Jeremy Lorenz and Chase Cormier knocking down threes, giving them life, giving them energy, because they're in a battle right now. Let's face it, Tennessee's in one too.
Dwight Perry wanted to see his team be competitive this evening, protect the paint, limit second chance points. They're even in that battle. 11:49 to go in this game. Does Tennessee wear down Wofford, or does Wofford continue upon this surge? It's been a fun game to watch, and I think for Rick Barnes, after the Wisconsin game, you're feeling high, you're feeling confident. How do you respond after that a couple days later against Wofford?
Yeah, and I think they've responded in a very positive way. And you look at the stats within the stats, while Wofford is holding their own on the offensive glass, you look at points off of turnovers. Tennessee's got a total of 15. Wofford's got a total of 3. The difference in the score is 9. It's the game within the game.
Wofford has the basketball, having not scored in 2.5 minutes. Meza unable to change it. Good box out underneath. James snatches down his 4th board.
I don't like that look by Meza, because you had Tobe guarding you. I think if you try to get something going to the basket, then you force help, allowing yourself to pass up that good look and get a better look.
Filowich commits the foul. It's the 7th on Wofford, so 1-1. Tennessee, as they'll be in the bonus the rest of the way. Walker back to the free throw line. He's starting to find himself on the floor in critical minutes of games.
He really is. You know, he was entrusted to be on the floor, came off the bench at a critical juncture in the Wisconsin game, and actually gave them a spurt of energy there, scoring about 6 points in a row, because they went to him. They went to a play designed to get Tobe on his sweet spot, and he scored every time.
Makes the first free throw. Had a really good summer with the FIBA. At the FIBA Men's U19 Championships with Team USA, one of the 3 players in that tournament to average a double-double.
If I looked like Tobe, I may still be playing.
Second free throw falls through. 11.5 to go. It's an 11-point margin. It's been as high as 12. Tennessee has never trailed this season, despite Wofford having some chances to either tie or take the lead. It hasn't happened in this game.
So now again, if you're Wofford, you're down by 11. That yellow light is flashing. Danger, danger, danger. What do you go to right now? You know, if you're Coach Perry, I think you got to utilize the fact that you spread it out once again. Use the dribble drive to get yourself an open look.
Tripp and Civils have been the 2 go-to players in this game. Martin bounces it back out. Here's Tripp. He's made 6 of 9 on the contest and throws it away right through the hands of Martin, out of play.
That's really good defense. You know, we talked about in the first half, sometimes offense beats good defense. Well, right there, good defense beat a great offensive set, because they did go wide. They did spread the floor and try to utilize some backdoor cuts.
3 players for Wofford have combined for 13 of their 16 made field goals in this game, and it's a team that was supposed to have that depth and ability to spread the wealth, but that just shows the talent of Tennessee's defense, being able to lock down multiple players. Connect, sprints past Civils, tough left hand finish, but gets it to go.
The roll, the finger roll with the offhand, the left hand. What a finish.
10 second half points for Tennessee's leading scorer. Shackery pops it out. Largest margin of the day. Shackery sprints to the bucket and finishes. Connect out a piece. Shackery ends the scoring drought that was 3.5 minutes.
Good finish by Shackery there, strong with 2 hands.
Connects, pops it underneath the walk-up. Doesn't finish, muscles up a second chance, puts it down, and one.
That's just big boy basketball right there, man. Once Tobey utilizes that size, man, he plants those feet. If he misses, you better box him out because he's going after that rebound and finishes right there with strength.
Shackery on the ground and a Waka acrobatic finish. The sophomore from Hyde Park, New York. Same high school, Cardinal Haynes as Martin Scorsese. Jamal Mashburn and Regis Philbin misses the free throw, gets it back cutting underneath, and draws another foul.
That was all started by Gainey because he refused to be boxed out. He got the offensive rebound, passed it to Santi, and Santi, knowing that he's not having the best shooting night, right, saw a streaking Tobey Awaka going down the chute, gave it to him full steam ahead. Now he's going to the line.
Awaka 7 points, 5 rebounds off of the bench. Sinks the first foul shot. 4 of 6 of the stripe in this one. Didn't attempt a foul shot in the first 2 games of the year.
What a luxury to have someone like that has that international experience, that's got the size, the strength, the capability, the athleticism to have him coming off of your bench.
Tennessee has won 22 in a row against non-conference teams at home. They've swelled the bulge to 15 at the midway point of the second half. Does Wofford have another response? They've had several tonight.
Tennessee's just really making it tough, right? Every pass is contested. That look there, that's not the type of look that you want, but if you're Wofford, that's the best type of look you're going to get sometimes.
Just the 3rd team foul on Tennessee, crashing the glass. Dalton Connect picks up his 3rd. Under 10 minutes to play in this game. Trip against Awaka. Juggles. Finishes again. 15 for Trip, 7 of 10 from the field.
Now that's a good look. Again, you go back to a couple of possessions ago where you had Tobey in a mismatch. This time Tripp did a great job of utilizing that mismatch and going right at him.
Gainey left alone. Bodies tumble all over the place. Filowich fell on top of, I think, Meshack. Give it a second here. Foul on Wofford.
You take a look at this replay here. The shot goes up. Meshack refused to be boxed out. Man, sometimes it's who wants it more, right? Who wants the ball more? That's why you want someone like number 15 in white on your team.
Meshack goes to the free throw line. I was just about to say that he had made his first 8 free throws of the year. I didn't, because I didn't want to have the announcer curse.
But Steve. You thought it.
But I thought it.
You thought it.
And it does count. Yep. You're right.
Yep.
Shouldn't even have looked. Second free throw for Meshack rattles in. Back to a 14-point margin. 60-46, 9:25 to go. Lorenz juggles. Vescovy picks. Tied for 5th all-time in steals in Tennessee history. Gets another. Sprints.
Oh.
What a ball fake. Tosses it out. Meshack, the spin cycle. Everything but the bucket for Tennessee on that trip.
Wow, the flash and the dash. Didn't come away with the bucket, man, but that is just wowing the crowd right now.
Cormier splits the strings and makes an 11-point game. Hitting the three. Dwight Perry calls for time with 8:57 to go.
Once again, Cormier just calmly shoots it and makes the three right here. Tennessee, because they exerted so much energy trying to get on that offensive rebound in, failed to get back. Man uncovered, knocked down three by Cormier.
Three-pointers have kept them in this game. They've made 9 now on the day. Cormier converting on that one. Civils, Cormier, and Trim have a combined 37 of the team's 49 this evening.
Well, you know, again, you talk about the thought process of Coach Perry. The last time he his team made a three, called a quick timeout. They went on about a 5-0 run. Can they do that once again? This gives him a chance to rest the legs just a little bit, albeit for 30 seconds. Get the defense set, try to get a stop, try to get back down and score once again, because by no means is this game over.
Wofford was picked 8th in the preseason SoCon poll. Furman, the preseason favorite, was a 13 seed last year that upset Virginia in the first round of the tournament. Wofford has never finished 8th or worse in the SoCon, and they look the part here this evening. Tennessee looks for another rebuttal. Connect has been the go-to player. What a deflection there. Great hustle backwards, but Meshack in the right place.
The guy's like the Energizer Bunny, man. He just won't stop.
8.5 to play. Tennessee lead is 11. Vescovy, well-scored pass, punched out of play. Off of the pause of Cormier. 4 fresh bodies for Wofford. Only Loren stays out there. So the top 3 scorers in this game all take a spot on the bench as Dwight Perry tries to buy these next 25 seconds until the next media timeout.
And I think it's the right thing to do, because as you just intimated, you've got 26 seconds or so before there is a media timeout, so you give them the extended break.
Gaining around a screen. Somehow cycles out. Offensive recycle for Tennessee. Meshack. Connect. Clock into single digits. Connect. Gainey with 5. Pulls up from the elbow and splashes it. 13 for Gainey.
Man, I really like this kid. I really like this kid. Never gets into a hurry, right? Lets the game, you know, he dictates what happens to the game.
Played in this arena with USC Upstate. Transfers at the beginning of this season. And Gainey forces the turnover. Defensively that time, Jordan Gainey providing some energy off of the pine. His 3rd triple of the day makes it a 13-point game with 7 3/4 minutes to go. Seventh-ranked Tennessee leads Wofford by 13 with 7:44 to go in this game. Yesterday was a big day, Steve. It was your birthday.
Oh,
happy
man.
birthday, a day late, but happy birthday to you. And Sarah has a little surprise for you.
Whoa,
Now,
whoa.
Steve, I know you're a big fan of your sweet treats. I heard you on Heads during halftime go get yourself a cookie.
I did.
You did. So from all of us at the SEC Network, we just wanted to wish you a happy birthday.
Oh, wow. Wow, man. I hope the camera's not on, because I may start crying here in a minute. This is awesome. Thank you, guys. This is absolutely fantastic. 39 and holding, just for the listeners
I thought it was
out there.
25.
Yeah,
25.
yeah, that sounds about right.
Well, I know you went around the city yesterday getting all your freebies.
You know, there is an opportunity. I've got it on good account that you can get a lot of freebies on your birthday, especially when you turn half a century.
Which one was your favorite, Steve?
One of my favorites was crumble cookie, peach cobbler cookie.
I should have known, the sweet treats.
Well, happy birthday, Steve.
Thank you.
Hope you enjoy that cupcake and had a good day. Tennessee leads it by 13 here. 7.5 to play. Adu. This is the hook shot. Escovy gets in on the offensive glass.
Look, when you've got an all-SEC first-team player that's willing to risk his body, life, and limb to get in there and get an offensive rebound, man, you talk about a buy-in from everyone. That's outstanding work from Santiago Vescovi.
Shackery, like he might have walked with it. 13-point game. 7 minutes to play. Shackery throws that one up there. Could be a break here if Tennessee wants it. Vescovi, James splits the defense. Missed the layup, no whistle. Adu on the deck, James on the deck, wants a timeout and gets it granted.
You think this game means anything to some people? We've had more bodies down than a WWE SmackDown match right now. I'm going to tell you. Look at this. You got bodies flying. 32 gets to the floor. Jonas Adu can't corral the loose ball. Then all of a sudden, Joe gets on the floor. 32 again on the floor. Man, I'm going to tell you, Jeremy Lorenz has done a wonderful job as well, giving his coach some very valuable minutes, man.
Was a pretty good open field tackle by Lorenz.
May suit up for the Wofford Terriers football team.
James makes the first foul shot. That's another crack at it. 2 points shy of 1,000 for his career.
Truth be told, though, if you were to talk to Coach Barnes, I think deep down inside, he is really happy that he's got this type of basketball game, because the last thing he would want to do is, having all this time off, flying 3,000 miles to Hawaii, is have a dress rehearsal, a walkthrough tonight, if you will, knowing you're going to get great competition next week.
Wofford's going to give a lot of teams a lot of fits. They go to Virginia Tech on Sunday, and former Wofford head coach Mike Young is the coach with the Hokies, who spent 17 years with the Terriers. It'll be a full circle moment for that program. Tennessee is led by as many as 15 here. Adu gets the poke. Bailey takes it right back.
If you're Adu, you got to be upset at yourself because you brought the ball down to your waist. And once you do that, man, the guards are going to reach in and get it.
Filowich back under pressure. Martin crosses over, gets to the paint, turns, misses it wide left. And Tennessee, the last team to touch it.
I really like the offensive, sets that Wofford runs, but Jonas right here gets the tip on the inbound pass, but you got to keep it high. You're 7 feet tall. Your wingspan is taller than that. Just keep it high to where no one can reach it.
Crossing over a couple times, trip. Somehow kept his feet despite the skid. Bailey misses a 3. Wofford 9 of 32 from deep in the game.
Wofford really needed that one to go down and cut into this margin, because Tennessee can eat a little bit of clock right now.
Escovy. Ziegler wants a 3. This is at wide right, which grabs the board.
I think he's still kind of working himself back. You talked to Coach Barnes earlier today. They're still on a little bit of a restriction with him, just trying to work himself all the way back into game shape.
Wofford hasn't scored in 3.5 minutes. Bailey tries to break that up. This is another 3. Bailey, tough going. 0 of 6 from the floor in the game, all from 3-point range, just 2 points for a man that had 16. James in the lane. That was the shot out. Nashak, another offensive board. Vescovi wants a 3. Pure from outside. Tennessee has its largest lead of the day as it swells to 17.
Credit the offensive board to Mashak and the assist to Mashak. Santi, right man, right spot for the knockdown 3.
Under 5 to play. Wofford's offense limited to just 18 points in the second half.
So again, you look at this replay. Jemai did a wonderful job of not forcing the shot up. You talk again about passing up a good shot to get a great shot to a wide open first team all-SEC guy in Santi Vescovi.
0 for 5 in the first 2 games of the year from 3 of 6 tonight. He's got 11. Filowich. Martin underneath. That is a tough finish, but gets it to go. James fouls him. It's going to be a free throw opportunity here to end a 6-0 Tennessee spurt.
That's what they needed. The Terriers needed that. Good backdoor cut there. You got something to say about it at the end, huh?
First bucket of the day for Martin.
Chase Martins, man, he's not backing down. Is it Tom Petty won't back down?
I think so, yeah. Martin makes the foul shot. It's a 14-point game. This game was close at halftime, just a 5-point differential, 36-31, Tennessee led. Vescovy connects. Good work on the paint. Cannot convert. He does draw the foul on Martin.
That's the conundrum. Again, we talk about the conundrum, right? If you put Dalton Connect on the block and you have him paired with Santi on the same wing, do you double and leave Santi wide open? That's the risk you run, because if you leave that man at the line by himself, odds are he's going to score.
I think that's going to be an interesting conundrum for a lot of teams this year as he makes the first. If he plays in that mid-post region and you have three-point shooters like Vescovy, like Gainey out there, how do you handle that? And then the ability with size, the dribble penetration of Ziegler, so many different options for Tennessee offensively.
Yeah, and oh, by the way, if you collapse on him, if you don't leave Santi, you collapse on him. You saw it in the first half that Jonas Adu can knock down that 15-footer, or you reverse the ball on the floor because the help side swung over, and you got someone like a Zakai or a Gainey wide open for a three.
Tennessee has made 12 foul shots in the second half. They're outscoring Wofford by 11 in half number 2 and by 16 in the game. Tripp glides to the bucket and finishes with a right hand. Back down to 14. Vescovy sprints full court, leaves it off for Adu, who pummels it down.
Man, you would think after playing the type of defense that Santiago Vescovy plays, he runs multiple miles every day in practice and in games as well, you would think he'd be tired and not sprint the floor and have that ability for a drop-off assist like that.
Tripp around the screen, too strong. James pokes it out of there. Cormier, wide right. James gets it, and then a foul is whistled, and it's an intentional foul as well. So Josiah Jordan James will have a chance to expand the bulge. 3:15 to go in the game. Tennessee leads it by 16. Adu the flush, and Tennessee looking to put the finishing touches on tonight. Tennessee leads by 16 against a solid Wofford group. Wofford is one of the smallest schools in the country, the 4th smallest in enrollment, less than 1,800. They don't have a graduate program. For more on how Dwight Perry recruits, Sarah Detweiler.
Well, first, Michael, I have to touch on the fact that Tennessee has 3 fifth years between Josiah Jordan James, Santiago Vescovy, and Dalton Connect. And between the 3 of them, coming into tonight, they combined for 46% of Tennessee's scoring. But like you mentioned, in Wofford's case, their school doesn't have a graduate program. But Coach Perry says that there's built-in pros and cons with that. On the one hand, there's a level of frustration knowing that they can't get 50 to 60% of the graduate transfers. And on the other, it saves them the time, the resources, working from a smaller pool of possible players. Coach Perry said at the end of the day, though, him and his staff are intentional about recruiting on the front end, and it's really rewarding to see the players that commit on the back end.
James makes the first foul shot. It is fascinating to see how Wofford has to handle that. No grad transfers. They have no seniors on this roster. James sinks the second, so that is point number 1,000 for his career, the 55th player in Tennessee history with at least 1,000 for a career.
Welcome to the 1,000 club, 1,000 point club, Josiah Jordan James. Well deserved.
You in that club?
I'm barely in that club,
right.
Barely. They didn't keep stats back in the 30s and 40s like that, though.
So you could have had more points, is what you're telling me. James finishes.
A strong move by Josiah Jordan-James. You know, he's got that in the arsenal as well. Sometimes I think he looks to settle for that three-point jumper instead of getting to the glass. Man, when he does that with regularity, he's a special player.
Trip, rare miss from him. Actually, it will not be a miss because it's goaltending. Trip with 19 points in the game. He's been impressive, and he can carry this Wofford team when they get to SoCon play.
Well, you know, we talked to him, you know, at the shoot-around, and he talked about being a leader on this basketball team and the fact that, you know, he's got to set the tone. He's got to set the right mindset for this basketball team. I think he's done that in droves tonight.
Tennessee by 18. They pull away here in half number 2. Connects. Throws it up there and throws another one down. He's got 14 second half points. He's up to 18 in the game.
Wow. You know, what more can you say about that young man? Because he, again, can score at all 3 levels. And you rise up just when you think that you got a hand in his face. He rises up and goes a little higher.
Foul whistled away from the basketball. Connect picks up his 4th.
Getting our first look right here at Estrella, young man from Maine. So much promise, so much potential. Got a good body. Actually came here to UT over the likes of Duke, over the likes of Kansas as well. Very promising career.
Estrella's mother, Allie Booth, played at Boston College. She was Maine's Miss Basketball. Played at Boston College. Her last career game was in this building in the NCAA tournament in 1999. So kind of a full circle moment for the family. And I apologize to her for having to bring that memory back up.
Kid's going to be a really nice player. I don't know if he's going to be as good as his mom, but, you know, he's going to be a really, really nice player.
Tennessee's margin 19. Gainey has had a solid game. James connects. Crosses, cannot finish. Filowich grabs the board.
I like the attack by Connect, though. Did everything but get the shot to fall.
And Tennessee will go the next 6 days. Heading to Hawaii. Filowich loses that ball. James transition. 3-pointer from Carr. Rounds it down. Second 3-pointer.
Shoot it with confidence, kid. I mean, the kid's just gotten onto the floor. You think, you know, I need to get some hits. I need to, you know, get back. No. I'm ready to shoot this 3.
4-star recruit out of Minnesota. Cormier hits a 3-pointer again. He's hit 5 of 7 from deep.
They're going to be trouble in that conference, man. I don't know who picked them to finish 8th, you say? No, not this team, man. They're well coached, they're balanced, they're tough, they're physical, they shoot the ball well. They're going to be a challenge.
They've been to 5 NCAA tournaments in the last 15 years. Gainey bounces it out. Estrella, back Gainey. Inside out dribble. And a rope rippler from long range. 16 for Jordan Gainey.
Man, he can play. I'm going to tell you, he can flat out play. Never gets too high, never gets too low. Steadying force for Tennessee basketball.
Closing in on 1,000 career points for him as well, including his time at Upstate. Under a half minute to play. Filowich draws the foul on Estrella. Strong contact there. So Tennessee will run its winning streak to 23 in a row at home against non-conference teams. And if you're Rick Barnes, traveling to Hawaii, it's a long flight. You have plenty of time to think about it. You have to be impressed by how your team was able to respond against a pesky Wofford group in the first half, where you've outscored them by nearly 20 in the second.
Yeah, I think if you're Coach Barnes, you walk away. You want to get a couple things out of this game. You want to get a full basketball game. You wanted a physical basketball game. You wanted a challenge, but you also wanted to walk away from this game injury-free. And you got all those things done, and you lost. Looks like Freddie DeLeon. Hopefully he's, just out for this game, and he'll be back for Honolulu. But I think you're pleased if you're Coach Barnes and the coaching staff.
Filowich misses the first. Does make the second. Makes it a 21-point margin. Tennessee with the shot clock off. Doesn't need to do anything, but they are running a set. Trying to get Estrella a touch, and he throws it away.
Trying to get the big guy a touch, right decision. You know, oftentimes as a big guy, you want to put the ball on the floor right away. If you reverse pivot or forward pivot and see what the defense is giving you, then you can make a decision on what you want to do.
Bailey cannot break the seal. 7 from long range. 2 seconds to play. Tennessee by 21. Will improve to 3-0 on the season. And will now go to the gauntlet. That is the Maui Invitational. Cormier. Bailey will not get it off, and that's how the buzzer sounds. Tennessee 3-0 takes down Wofford for the 8th consecutive meeting. And the Volunteers walk away with a victory. And Steve, your final thoughts from this matchup as Tennessee gets ready to go to Hawaii and Wofford gets another challenge with Virginia Tech.
Yeah, great game for Tennessee basketball. Again, they got a challenge from the Wofford Terriers. Wofford is a very tough-nosed, disciplined basketball team that plays an SEC-style play, and they're going to be a matchup nightmare in their conference. But Tennessee now has a couple of days off to prepare for the real gauntlet over in Honolulu.
Tennessee improves to 23 straight wins at home against non-conference teams. For my partners, Steve Hamer and Sarah Detweiler, I'm Michael Watring saying so long from Knoxville, where the final score is 7th-ranked Tennessee 82 and Wofford 61. To watch this entire game on replay, as well as other games on the SEC Network, download the ESPN app. This has been a presentation of ESPN, the worldwide leader in sports. Thanks so much for watching. Good night, everybody.